What up, though? All right. I think we got us a little hot topic right here. So I think let's go ahead and get into it. All right. Now, I said this in a previous stream. I want to kind of zoom in on it right now. I want to kind of like harness in on what this is and what this whole thing is, and what's child molestation, who is considered to be a child molester, and what we consider to be okay and what's considered to be not okay. All right, and look at it from a real place of reality versus this shit that you see on TV and these scripted stories. All right, let's bring it back to reality and talk about it for what it really is versus what people want to make it out to be, like it's something else. Okay. Now, just like I said in my title, all right, I too was touched as a child, but it didn't have an effect on me. All right. It didn't have impact, nor did it make me all of a sudden become attracted to young girls, or you know what I'm saying? Like it didn't activate a deeper fetish. All right. So, like if I was to tell you, okay, all right, that yeah, according to what everybody's saying, what I'm hearing on social media, what I'm hearing from all these black women, right, talking about this is molestation, this is taught, all these things. Okay, ladies, so why don't us men come on out and talk about y'all freaky ass women, right? Because we wouldn't call you molesters. We would just call you freaky ass women. They would say, oh, well, she's just a freak. But when a man does it, it becomes perverted. So we need to really, really focus in and see what the hell is really going on here. All right. We always know there's a, the scales are always tipped, on this men versus women thing when it comes to these categories. But here's something that, a topic that has a whole lot of dust on it. In fact, it's been buried over the years so much that grass has grown over top of it. All right. How many men, and we'll just say in America, we don't have to go in the 7 continents, we'll just say America. How many men were growing up as a child and a teenager, someone that, and when I'm talking about you as a child, I'm talking about you within single digits. You were 7, you were 8, you were 9, you were 6. All right. How many men at this age, between the ages of 5 and 9 and 10, were touched on by an older woman? Ask yourself, all right, when you, the teenager, when you, the male child, ran into this 18-year-old, 19-year-old, and she just grabbed your dick and started massaging your nuts, why didn't you stop her? Why didn't you tell her, well, you shouldn't be touching me because you're old and I'm young? All right. Because when this happens to a woman, oh, niggas got to die. Man does this to a woman. All right. If the man is an adult and the woman is a child, oh yeah, we got to hang this nigga. But when the woman does it to the man, oh, she's just a freak. All right. Female pedophilia pretty much doesn't even exist. Okay. It's a topic that's never addressed. And a woman that is a pedophile is much more accepted and tolerated than the men are. And that's so strange. All right. The female pedophile is well more accepted than the male. All right. Because if a group of young boys find out that there's a 25-year-old woman, there's a 30-year-old woman, and she likes fucking young boys, they're not going to look at that woman as some type of child rapist, molester, or pedophile. They're not going to say that that woman is perverted, that woman is disgusting, that woman has a mental problem. No, them little boys going to line up to fuck that woman. All right? They're going to line up to fuck that woman and try their best to not let their parents find out that they've been fucking an adult. Okay? I mean, if you were a child and you had a female cousin, you was a male child, and you had a female cousin, and your female cousin started sucking your dick, you never told on your cousin, and vice versa. All right? If you was a female and you had a male cousin and he started sucking on your titties, you didn't tell. You keep your titties to yourself at the family reunion. All right? Oh, yeah, that's that freaky ass cousin. I'm not fucking with him. Oh, I gotta move away from that. Yeah, that's my girl. Yeah, that girl over there, she like grabbing my dick. It's my cousin. She like grabbing my dick. I can't fuck with her. All right. Oh, yeah, Mayor of Detroit, it's family secret time. We're going to talk about this child molestation shit. We're going to let it all out. All right? We're going to put it all on the line. Ain't no more motherfucking secrets. I'm tired of this shit. All right? We unlocking a door. We going into a dimension, all right, that no one dares step foot on. An area, all right, that hasn't been touched by anyone. Because when we say the term female child molester, that shit don't even make no sense. Like when it's said out loud. Because the majority of young boys are not being forced into this situation. And I'm speaking from personal experience. If I found out a girl was 27 or 25 or whatever age she was, and I was 15, 16 years old, I can't say that that woman molested me, that that woman raped me, and I was 15, 14, 15. There's no way in hell I could live with myself. All right? Okay, Super Saiyan, I get you. There's no way in hell I could live with myself telling that lie. All right? There's no way. And the majority of us men know that you pretty much feel the exact same way that I do. All right? It was an issue when the girl did it. It was an issue when the woman or the girl went in there with the man. But when the woman take the little boy in there, you don't hear nothing about that. And then you wonder why the men grow up not giving a fuck about the women. Why bitches ain't shit. Okay? R. Kelly is just an example of how this can play out. What happens to a young boy when he's exposed to sexual activity at an early age, how it plays on the psyche and the mindset. All right? It's unavoidable. You can't say sex is a bad thing because it's going to happen regardless. But at the point in time when it is introduced is when it becomes key, especially in males. We already know what happens to females, all right, when they become sexually active early, but you don't hear anybody talking about, well, what happens to these males when they become sexually active early? What transitions with the men? All right, what do we go through when we go from the stage of Power Rangers, Ninja Turtles, to bitch get naked on the strip club? All right, or get on that pole, shake your ass and your titties. See, yesterday, we thought that shit was gross. We didn't like that. We didn't like looking at your titties. Oh, that's disgusting. But now, we want to put those titties right back in our mouth like we were 5 months old. So what happened right then in that moment? What happened? All right. Two things you can't go back on life. That's fucking and killing somebody. You can't redo those. Over. Can't take them back. All right. So when a man finally puts his dick inside of a woman, a man losing his virginity is completely different from a woman losing her virginity. Okay? Most women that lose their virginity never enjoy their first sexual experience. If you ever, majority of all women say the same thing. When I lost my virginity, yeah, it hurt for a minute, you know, and then it was over. That's what you hear majority of women say about their virginity. You don't ever hear a man tell no jacked up ass story like that. Ever. Why do you think that is, ladies? All right. Because unlike you, all right, a man has an orgasm immediately. You ladies, y'all got to work your way up to that. A man is shooting right off the hip, literally hip firing. All right, no aim. Okay. And that's the difference. The I guess the scientific makeup, the difference between a man and a woman. See, a man, as soon as he put his dick in some pussy, all right, that's all a nigga need. Bam, orgasm. Women, y'all can't really do no shit like that. Y'all just can't slide your pussy on some dick and say, whoa, okay, I can come. You know, it don't work like that for y'all. It don't work like that for y'all. That's why when Nature Boy was talking about women had penises, I said, nigga, you a lie. If that was the case, niggas wouldn't have to work so hard. The fuck? You lying. All right? If that was true. All right? Teacher having sex with a baby. The parents reported it. What? It was released and said, nice, he's a lucky kid. Yep. See, then that makes sense. Because when a boy has sex with a woman, all right, it is looked at as a trophy. It is looked at as, all right, like I've made scenarios where I've said stuff like, well, women are like cars. Women are like cars. All right? Because it's all about who's going to let you drive their car. All right? You get and once you're allowed to get in that goddamn car, you can do whatever the hell you want to inside the car. So I was getting introduced to cars, like I said, at you know, in kindergarten. I'm talking about, you know, look, I'm a sexy ass nigga. I don't want to say cute, but too late. I'm a sexy ass nigga. All right. And I looked even better as a child, as a baby. I was a cute ass baby. All right. I was a cute ass baby. Real cute. Couldn't tell me shit. All right. You couldn't tell me shit. So it's like, hell, I see these girls around me, okay, and hell, I like it when they lips touch on my neck. I like that shit. I'm not going to sit up here and lie and say that felt wrong. It didn't. It felt right. All right? It felt really right. It felt like I was going in the right direction. Okay? I'm 8, 9 years old. She's 15, 16. All right? These are 15, 16-year-old titties. I'm 8 years old. All right? My hand can't hold the whole titty, but I damn sure trying. I'm trying. Gotta cry with 2 hands. Holy shit. Okay? That didn't happen with just one girl. It happened with a couple of them. Light skin, dark skin, high yellow. Okay? It wasn't just one. I'm not going to sit up here and say I was molested and these women were taking advantage of me. I felt like I was chosen. I felt like the universe had chosen me. All right. This was it was a choice. I was being chosen at this particular point. All right. I don't feel like these girls were look, it was like I didn't feel like these girls were trying to do me harm. Like I said, it wasn't like I came from that and experienced stuff like that as a child and it played out with me as a man. Like, okay, well, I'm 40. Okay. Well, I'm 40 and now I'm going to go after the same 13, you know, because they had titties. You know, it's like that didn't happen. All right. That didn't happen. All right. And see, Mayor of Detroit, come on, man. You know goddamn well that you was a teenager and you had some grown-ass women putting titties in your face. Don't lie, nigga. Don't lie. All right? Don't lie, nigga. Don't lie. It's confession time for all the niggas. All right? I said it before. I'll say it again. All right? The majority of men did not wait until they were 18 years old to get motherfucking head from a female. 9 times out of 10, the majority of men, black and white, got head, got they dick sucked and they balls licked before they were of legal age to buy a goddamn cigarette. This is fact. You didn't get your dick sucked at 22 years old. No. Let's be real here. All right. Now, I'm not saying that your family members should be sucking your dick. That's horrible. That's horrible. All right. Of course, I was 8 years old. When did you start looking at girls, Mayor Detroit? I started looking at girls early. All right. And they started looking back. I was looking at females early as the 80s go. What? I don't know, Mayor Detroit. You ever heard of a woman named Vanity? You ever heard of her? You ever heard of Apollonia? What year did Purple Rain come out? And then you have to do the math and see how old my black ass was, because I'll be 41 this year. So you have to do the math and see that I was a child looking at Apollonia, just like every other child was. Right, Mayor Detroit? Just like every other child was. You weren't oblivious to Apollonia and Vanity, were you? What did you want to do with them? Huh? Play pity pat? You wanted Vanity to push you on the swing? You wanted Apollonia to, play baseball with you, throw the ball and you hit it? I don't think so. Let's be real here. All right? Think about it. Think about it. This is one of the topics that nobody wants to touch on because, it's too secretive, I guess. It's too much of of something to say or something to talk about. But everybody has gone through it, especially men. All right, I'm tired of hearing all these stories about women being raped, women being molested, women being manipulated into some type of sexual activity because of a man, because the man. Okay, that's a 2-lane fucking street. That's a 2-lane street. All right, now the evidence has been put up. Okay, the evidence has been put up. R. Kelly was molested by his goddamn sister. His sister wasn't molested by no motherfucking body. She wasn't molested by nobody. Okay? She don't have no horror story like I was fucking this nigga and then I got to fucking my little brothers. No. She went straight to fucking her little brothers. We have established that. We have established that. One brother didn't like it. The other brother did like it. Now, the brother that did like it, well, now he picks up women, all right, that agrees to do all this freaky shit. And 25 years later, they come and tell us, oh, he did something wrong. Well, if he did something wrong, well, guess what? You did something wrong too. You did something wrong too. You just don't want to admit to it. You just don't want to point it out. All right. But the wrongdoings, all right, that we putting on R. Kelly is the wrongdoings that every single person has experienced or gone through in some way, shape, or form, and you didn't tell when that shit was happening to you. In fact, you didn't even see, you didn't have a fucking problem with it. You didn't have a problem with it. All right. If it was an issue, it would have affected you, but it didn't. It didn't affect you. Hell, in some cases, like I said before, in some cases, all right, as far as men that are felt up or touched on from children by women, that makes us want women even more. If anything, it builds up lust in a man from a child's state of mind. All right, it's like a building up of lust that becomes almost like a fucking crack addiction, because you see all these men out here now that say, well, I can never be married. I can never be with one woman. And they being 100 with you. I can never be with one woman. I can never, because of the sexual activity that was done as a child. But what do we call these men? We don't call these men victims. We call them pimps. We call them players. Hell, in some case, women will call a man like that a hoe, because he fucks with all these females. Oh, he ain't shit. But you would never call him a rape victim, would you? You would never say, well, he's doing all this because he's sick in the head. Oh. You would go to that man and say, oh, nigga, you know exactly what the fuck you doing, don't you? Yeah, you know exactly. We're not passing this buck. So, all of these receipts are out here on R. Kelly's biological sister. All right. You got Carrie saying he was being touched on. You got R. Kelly saying he was being touched on. They both make reference to the goddamn TV in the living room. They both make reference that all of this sexual activity went on in the living room. R. Kelly, confessed and said, I woke up with a woman sucking my dick. But the only woman in the house at the time was his sister. I pretended that I didn't like it, but I really did like it. Does that make sense on why the sister ended up raping the other brother? Because she knew that R. Kelly liked it. She knew that he liked it. That's why she kept doing it. All right. And then she do the other brother like that because he's acting like a bitch in her eyes, and she's gonna make him into a man. She's gonna make him into a man. All right. Motherfuckers ain't stupid. All right. Like women, y'all know this to be fact. I don't care what man you sit next to. Ladies, I don't care if you 98 pounds. I don't care if you 500 pounds. I don't care if you 3 feet tall or you a goddamn Amazon sitting at 7 feet. If you sit next to a man on his right side, take your left hand and grab his dick, he's only going to do two things. He's either going to move your hand away or he's going to leave your hand there. One thing he's not going to do is cuss you out, punch you, call you a pervert, or any of that. He's either going to leave it there or politely move it. Like, slow down. Now, ladies, if the nigga take your hand and say, slow down, chill, hey. You at that moment, you know, well, hell, he kind of moved my hand, but he moved it kind of softly. You can reach for it again. He ain't gonna do shit. You already know in your mind, you can fuck this nigga. Hell, you can rape him if you want to, because if you grab his dick again, he's not going to do shit. All right? But men can't do that to y'all. Men can't do that to y'all. But y'all can do it to us. Always remember that. That's a privilege. That's a perk that no male could ever share with you. Now, a lot of women say, well, I'm not going to go through that. I'm not going to do that to a man. I'm not saying that you would do it, but you know you could do it. That's the thing. You could do it with ease. Every woman on the planet knows if I want to fuck this nigga, regardless if his dick is hard or not, I'm going to suck that shit, make it stand up, and jump on for the ride. It's really about me, not him. Heard you got a big dick, nigga. Pull it out. I've had women approach me like that as a teenager. I've had that said to me. I heard you got a big dick. Pull it out. Females. Don't worry about it. I get it hard for you. Females. It ain't standing up. I'm gonna make it stand up. Don't even worry about it. I got you. And you be like, wow, for real? Light skin and dark. All right. So you got to think about a young boy, a young teenager. All right. If that little boy is attracted to that woman in any way, shape, or form, oh, he ain't going to tell. He going to be like, come on, girl, hurry up. Come on, girl, before my mama come around this corner. Go ahead. Who remembers the video of the prostitute, the black woman that was a prostitute that was sucking the little 12-year-old boy's dick in the alley? Who remembers that? She had him back there and another 10-year-old back there. And the kids was back there filming the shit. All right. Yep. Took their ice cream money. Sure did. Gave him service with a smile. Now, women don't do that. Women don't do that. Women do not have that chip. Women do not have that makeup. I have never had a woman come up to me and say, here's some money. Can you fuck the shit out of me, please? Can you, hey, look, I'm going to turn over, all right, and I want you to hit it from the back. I've never had that happen to me. Maybe some men have, but that's a small number of men. We don't have women walking up on us saying, here's some money, All right, you like these titties? I want you to suck them out. Look, I'm gonna suck your dick. I want you to fuck the hell out of me. Here's some money. We don't have that happen. If we did, oh look, I wouldn't be making YouTube videos right now. I don't think. I'll be on the whole stroll. All right, with the saxophone playing in the background, like hookers on the point. All right, getting big money. I'll be in Vegas. All right. But those little boys knew that she was a prostitute, knew that she was a crackhead, walked up on her with that money saying, hey, can you please suck my dick? Got some money here for you. So can we say that those boys were unaware of what they were doing? That they were innocent and they were being manipulated at that point in time? All right, because if those 12-year-old boys picked up a rock, right, and threw it through a goddamn window and broke it, you wouldn't turn around and say, especially your window, if they took a rock and broke your car window, you wouldn't turn around and say, well, oh, they were manipulated into doing that. They didn't know what they were doing. When they picked up the rock and broke your shit, they had no idea of what they were doing. They didn't know. So we come back to the point of where's the line? All right. If we gonna put responsibility on the boys, we got to start putting responsibilities on the girls too. All right. This is a 2-lane street. You cannot convince me that a 16-year-old or a 17-year-old doesn't have the conscious decision to know what the fuck they are doing. All right? Because when I was 15 and I was 16 and I was fucking women that were 23, 24, all the way up to 27, damn near 30. All right? I wasn't manipulated into that situation. I was thinking dick first. I was thinking, I want to get physical. I believe I had a conscious mind of what I was doing. Where was the manipulation in there? Where was the manipulation? Yeah, I know this girl over here is 24 years old, but goddamn, I'm not about to wait until I'm 19 to fuck. When do we become honest? All right, I'm 15, the girl's 19. All right, looking like Steve Urkel's girlfriend on Family Matters. Hell yeah, I'm finna smash. Hell, I think that was a chick that took my goddamn virginity. I didn't feel victimized. There was no element of, oh my God, I can't believe I just stuck my dick in there. Oh, I'm only 15. I'm only 15 years old. She laid down. She laid down. All right, and I took 4 steps forward, lifted my left knee. All right. Lifted. All right. Look, you said happily fucking twice a day. All right. It's like, where do I get my story? You know, like, who do I report this to? Who do I report this to? I remember I had to be probably about 16, and it was a girl. She was half black, half white. All right. She had like hair that just goes all the way down her fucking back. All right. And I remember just her coming on to me, jumping all over me, kissing all over me. And at that moment, she became the most like attractive item that could ever that my fingers could ever touch. All right, now, and I'm 16 years old. All right. So it's like, right, surviving a 19-year-old, right? All right. But as I was going through all of these changes, because that's what they were changes growing up. All right. I always looked at it from a level of equality. I always looked at it from a level of, well, if I was 14, 15, hell, if I was 8, 9, and 10, all right, and or even like I remember being 12 years old, and my sister took me to she had a fashion show. All right. All right. And she had this friend. All right. I'll leave names out of it. All right. But if my sister ever sees this stream, she'll know what friend I'm talking about, exactly what friend I'm talking about. Because she had this friend, and her friend at the time was like 16 going on 17. I was like 12. And you go in the backstage area of where the models are, and all of the models in the back are naked. I mean, butt-ass naked, like, you know, Africa nudist colony, like an African nudist colony, because all of the people were black folks, okay? So the men had an area where they were changing, and the women had an area where they were changing. But I'm 12 years old. Thank God I don't have a brother. I got a sister. So where did I end up? Where the girls is at. All right. Now, the size of this area was like a conference hall. No, this was a legit fashion show, like downtown in Newark, New Jersey. This was like a legit fashion show. So one of her friends is like standing in front of me, and she has no clothes on. And I mean, it was like, out of all the women, it had to be about 100 women. Okay, it had to be about 100 women. Like, imagine 100 women standing on the street, and that street light was just focused in on her. It was like I didn't see no other woman like when I go back to memory. All right, there had to be 100 naked women in that backstage area. All right. But when I saw my sister's friend, butt ass naked, no clothes on, all right, all of that, like to this day, there's a blackout. There's a total blackout. Okay. Now I'm 12 years old. I'm looking at her, and my dick is getting rock solid in this little steel folding chair at 12 years old. All right, I got a third fucking leg in a nanosecond. Because all this shit is happening in my brain so fast, I wasn't ready to see her naked. Put it like that. Like, I had always seen her kicking it with my sister, and I always saw them hanging. But it was like, my God, the heavens opened up. The heavens opened up. Like, I was 12 years old. All right. And as a child, right, being around all these titties and asses, it was like I had made a mental list of which of my sister's friends I was going to have sex with before I died. I was making a mental list. Okay? As a child. Okay? All right, as a child. No, my sister was into modeling when we were growing up. My sister was a model. She started in high school, continued on in college, and she had modeling gigs with Angel Claudio, a lot of fashion designers back then. So all of her friends were models. You know what I'm saying? All of her friends, all of them. Like my sister did not have an ugly friend. She didn't. She didn't. It was like every time she would like I would be a little kid, and it's like every time she would bring a new friend into the house, you know, I was stuck. I was stuck. Like, what is your name? I gotta write that down. All right. All right. She had one friend. All right, by the name of I don't care. Look, she had one friend by the name of Debbie, and I remember I wanted to stalk her into the ends of the earth. I would go bug my sister for her address. I wanted to know her telephone number. You know, back then we didn't have cell phones, so you had to use the home phone. All right, like I was trying to talk to her, like it was like I had reached my boiling point. Like my sister keep bringing all these fine ass females in the house. All right, sometimes they would come in groups, sometimes they would come solo, and I'd be like, Jesus fucking Christ, I can't take this no more. All right, I can't take this no more. All right. Then when she took me to the fashion show, all right, and I saw her one friend naked, man, I put it like this. I remember turning, I had to be like 21, 21 or 22 years old. And that same girl I saw naked came in my sister's house. All right. And she had gotten older, but it was like her titties. Only thing that came out on her is that her titties got bigger and her ass got bigger, her thighs. And I just, you know, I was like, can I just talk to you without my sister? Can you man, shit. All right, conquering the levels of Mario Brothers that I couldn't conquer as a child. All right, look, I promise you, I was coming back, all right, to conquer the levels of Mario Brothers that I didn't beat as a child. All right. Best believe, I was coming back for like vengeance. All right, what y'all call molestation, I was making a list. All right, if that's child molestation and what you call it, what y'all telling me, oh, okay. So anytime I got a titty or ass cheek or something like that exposed to me, I'm going to just go back to my list and say, well, you know what? Either you have sex with me or I'm going to just tell everybody that you molested me, because according to these motherfuckers on social media, you molested me. So I should have pussy, you know, privileges off rip now that I'm a grown ass man. All right. Not to say that I'm, you know, mentally damaged or hurt about what you did. It's just that you played with a nigga so motherfucking much that, you know, I got to get this shit off my chest. All right. I'm just saying. Men and boys, we think differently. We think differently than women do, and we're taught to think differently. This is something that is taught. We're taught to think differently. All right. All men that have daughters, we tell our daughters the same thing, right? All right, you tell me if somebody touch you here, somebody touch you there. You tell me if somebody kissing on you. You tell me if this is happening to you. You tell me, you know what I'm saying? We go through that whole thing when we have girls, okay? But boys, we don't tell them shit. We don't tell boys a goddamn thing. You don't tell no boys about no, hey, if a girl put a titty on you, you come back and tell me. If a girl take her ass and start bouncing on your lap and grinding and shit, and your dick start to get hard and you get right between them cheeks and she keep going, make sure you tell me, son. We don't have them conversations with boys. The only thing we tell boys is to not be gay. That's all we tell the boys. We tell boys, don't let no boy kiss on you, son. Don't let no boy touch on you, son. You boys don't act like no girls. All right. You see? All right. That's all we tell the boys. Now go out there and cut that lawn, boy. Go out there and look. Go out there and shovel that snow. All right. Go help your grandmother bring the groceries in. All right. Hey, come here. I need you to go to the store. What? They robbed you at the store? Boy, you better take your ass back up there and get my motherfucking money. All right, look. Like, damn. All right. Let the girl get robbed at the store. They robbed you? Come on, we going up there. Damn. All right. Right. Like we call players. See, I even remember, I think I had to be about 17, maybe a little younger. One of my friends, male dude, he was half black and half Asian. And he had sex with a 12-year-old in the apartment complex of the building. He brought her back to his apartment, had sex with her, and then moved. Pretty much. It's like he was about to move, and he had sex with her right before he moved. All right. I remember that 12-year-old right after he moved. Hell, she kept on rolling. She kept on rolling like it wasn't nothing. And a lot of the teenage girls were like that. Like you had the element of the teenage girls, yeah, they were 13 and 14 fucking 13 and 14-year-olds. But once these girls started fucking, age didn't really matter to them at that particular moment. It was never an issue with them. The reason why they were fucking the grown-ass man is because the grown-ass man could go and get the room. The grown-ass man could go and get them something to eat, could actually do something, versus the 13 or 14-year-old, he trying to fuck her in his mama's house, and, you know, they got to sneak around and shit. But this was like the norm. All right? And it's been the norm long before the 21st century. All right? How many people can look and say, well, if I think about it, I'm 40 years old, but my mother had me when she was 15, 16 years old, or she was 17, 18 years old. And that was back in the fucking 50s and 60s. What exactly are we talking about here? Right? What effect did it have on you? Because now you're grown, you're an adult, you got your own life, you got your own shit. How much did it really affect you? Okay. Think about it. Some of us right now are in our 30s, and we're already grandparents in our 30s because we had our child at 15, 16, and then when they turned motherfucking 18 or whatever, right? They fucked around and had a child on you. They turned 17, got pregnant, so now you a grandmother at 40. Or you a grandmother at 39. You're a grandmother at 35. Did you molest someone? Would you call that child molestation? Your creation and your existence? Would it be considered child molestation? Where exactly is this line? All right. Yeah. Where is that line? All right. See, now that all of this is coming out about men, all right, going through sexual experiences as children, okay, it was like the effect that had on all of the boys of our generation, all right, like fell on deaf ears. It wasn't even a factor, all right, because they're like, when you have a cause, there's an effect to everything. So all these young boys, even to this day, I mean, you go and you look at videos on social media. We can even talk about right fucking now, okay? You got teenage mothers, right? And they got on some panties or a G-string, and they are shaking their ass 6 inches away from their baby face. All right? True or false? Right now, mothers on social media twerking, got their baby sons, not daughters, they sons, grabbing their ass, sucking on their titties, playing with themselves, all this shit. All right? Going on everywhere. And what do these girls say to you? You can't tell me what to do with my child. You can't tell me what to do with my child. All right. But let a man do some shit like that with his child. You calling Child Protective Services. Child Protective Services is coming out to pick that child up. You probably might go to jail. But when a female does it and you call Child Protective Services, they gonna come back to you and say, oh, they were just dancing. I know you seem concerned for that child in that video, but they were just dancing. They were just dancing. She was just dancing with her son. Why are you bothering these people? Why are you, this is harassment. But turn around and say, hey, I just saw this dude, man. This nigga had his dick. All right. He was gyrating on his goddamn daughter. CPS coming. Oh, nigga, arrest him. Arrest him. But let that shit happen with a female. Oh, this woman on social media. Hey, y'all, she had her titties and she had her nipples and she was putting them on her son's ears. All right. Then her son came in the back and started humping her on the top. All right. She lifted her leg up. He started humping, playing with her pussy. Oh, you know what? It was just a skit. That was just a skit. That never happened for real. I mean, look at the mama. She had all her clothes on the entire time. She was never butt naked. Strange, isn't it? Strange, isn't it? So you can't be upset at me for my view of women. You feel me? You can't be upset at me at my view on women because, like, this is how I was introduced to women. All right. This is how I was introduced to girls. All right. I didn't have to force my way onto females. These females, the majority of them came on to me as a child going into teenage years. And these women coming on to me eventually made me start to come on to the women. All right. I mean, that's what it is. I wouldn't say that these women were grooming me, because I don't feel that was something. I don't feel that was something that was a level of pain or suffering. I mean, hell, do I have the R. Kelly? Well, I don't think I have the R. Kelly syndrome, but that part of R. Kelly that enjoyed sexual activity from the opposite sex, just from a female, all right, every single man on the planet goes through that exact same thing. Every single man has that chip. You are born with that chip inside of you. I don't give a fuck if you a pastor. I don't give a fuck if you an elder for the goddamn Jehovah's Witnesses. I don't give a fuck what your religion is. Every single man on the planet has that chip inside of him. Call it the R. Kelly chip. That's a nice name for it. All right. Every man is born with that chip. Now, at what point that chip is activated, sometimes it activates on its own. Sometimes, all right, the chip is given a little nudge. But just like you hear with the story of R. Kelly, and his brother saying, well, my sister started all this shit. Now my brother is out of control with his sexual fetishes. It just gets deeper and darker and deeper and darker. Well, of course, because you hear that R. Kelly's mother had them in church, and the church is telling you that this stuff is wrong. So they're going home and doing all of these sexual acts with each other, and God ain't hit them with a bolt of lightning. So yeah, it became a level of an adrenaline rush. It became, all right, like for every man, we all have that first woman that we fell in love with. And that first woman that we fell in love with, we became a simp for that woman. I don't give a fuck who you are now. But that very first woman that we fell in love with, we became a simp for that woman. We did anything for that woman that she wanted. All right. Because at the end of the day, all we wanted was a little sexual relations. We didn't, at that point in time of the game, we didn't care about if you could cook. We didn't care about, your cleaning. We didn't care about your education. We didn't give a fuck about none of that. All right. It's like all of the priorities that we had, we put to the side for that first woman. So in R. Kelly's reality, his first woman was his fucking sister. That was his first woman. That was the woman that took his virginity. At that point, he didn't see her as a sister. How could he? How could he? He didn't see her as a sister anymore. Yeah, we all in the same house. We all living under the same roof. Right? But now, the moment this starts to transpire, it's like you and a brand new partner, whether you a girl, whether it's a brand new boyfriend or a brand new girlfriend, it's like y'all having sex for the very first time. All right, nothing changes. All right, or nothing is as magical as the first time, right? It's even better when you're doing it secretly, when nobody else knows but you and this other person. All right. So now you just waiting to get alone with that person. All right. All right. Yeah. So, yeah, keep it on the down low. Nobody has to know. And now that we know all this about R. Kelly, you go back and you listen to his music. He's pretty much confessing a lot of that shit in his early songs, in the songs that that he first wrote. Now, we all heard the video earlier of R. Kelly saying that, yeah, I was being touched by a woman from the ages of 7 years old all the way up to 14. Okay? So that's 7 years. 7 years of R. Kelly and his sister in a sexual relationship. One that Teresa Kelly triggered, but they didn't see it as, well, you're harming this. They actually turned this into some form of like incest marriage. All right. It has a very, very close feel to a book that was written that was based on a true story called Flowers in the Attic. It very much has the same feel to it. All right. It has the very, very essence of that. Anybody that knows about Flowers in the Attic. Because whether you watch the movie or you read the book, you all right. Yeah, see, Princess knows what I'm talking about. See, if you remember Flowers in the Attic, remember Flowers in the Attic was based on two first cousins falling in love and getting married and having children. Remember, they had 4 children. All right. They had 4 children. But they were bloodline related. They were bloodline related. All right. Yeah. First cousins. All right. And if you go and do research, that's actually pretty common in America. That's not something that's rare. First cousins marrying each other and starting families. All right. All right. Now, in Carrie Kelly's case, he talked about how his niece came to stay with him because his sister had put her out of the house. And he was afraid to sleep in the house for the simple fact that he felt like, that she would try to make a move on him. So he never slept there. All right. And then she was touched on by her brother. All right. All right. I think my wife coming over here to touch on me. Have you come to touch on me? Oh, well, we live. We talk about touching on boobies and what happens when you touch on boobies and what happens when titties fall on little boys' laps. All right. I'm speaking from the standpoint of me being a little boy and what happened to me. All right. Yes.
Okay, you're okay.
Was there any little boys you turned out as 18, 19 that you want to come in and confess? All right. It's y'all fault. It's the women's fault. Was you 18 fucking a 15-year-old? You come on and tell your story on what happened to that 15-year-old after you had sex with him. How he kept calling, how he kept knocking on the door. Oh, yes, my wife said she always went with older men. Was one of those men R. Kelly?
No.
Oh, okay. She never made it to. Yeah, she didn't make it. She didn't make it. She didn't make it. Okay. All right. See, in a man scenario, we wouldn't need a bear. We would want the individual to come back and like, hey, why don't you just do it in front of the court on what you did to me? One last time. Since you about to go to jail, I didn't tell on you. My mama did. Look. All right. It's always the mama telling, right? Okay. If your child is not gay, and you'll know this very, very quickly, especially if it's a boy, all right, he's going to react to a female in a sexual way without him knowing about, well, anything about sex whatsoever. All right. The only thing that is guided is the direction. Like, okay, if you, I see you looking at these titties over here, son. So we might as well have the talk. Go ahead and put your Legos down. We might as well get this out the way right now. Okay. All right. My daughter got little crushes on little boys right now in school. My daughter got a crush, you know. I know she ain't gay. All right. I know she don't go that way. All right. But I also know that, you know, hormones kick in. Okay. So I'm an OG daddy. All right. When your child goes from that baby that you love to daddy, I think that little boy over there is cute. Or daddy, this little boy brought me this. Or daddy, that little boy brought me that. All right. You take the stance of any other father. All right. And you tell your daughter with a straight face. All right. Without blinking. You look at her and you say in a very, very serious tone that I am the only nigga in your life. I'm the only boyfriend you will ever have. All right. At this point, you become R. Kelly. Okay. You ain't gonna have none of these problems. All right, with your daughter wilding the fuck out if you establish ground at an early age. As soon as you see it, don't downplay it. You see your little girl, all right, starting to look at one of your friends a little harder than she normally would, or she starts asking about Justin Bieber and New Kids on the Block, or whoever the fuck they watch to this day, some little kid, some little white boy you ain't never heard of. All right? At this point, all you do is you get a name and you get a face. Take one look. That's all you need. You just need one look. You ain't got to look twice. Just. And then you go back to your daughter and you say, I am the only nigga in your life. All right? If they want to call you a pedophile, then so be it. Because you can tell your daughter straight up, look, the only motherfucker that you will be kissing on is me. That is it. That is it. You want to kiss on a nigga? Here you go, right here. There you go. Get it out your system. All right? Let him call you whatever name you want to call. All right? But every time I hear that shit, Daddy so-and-so gave me this, Daddy so-and-so gave me that, oh, okay. Yep. All right. I got you. All right. And that's the same thing for the women. All right. You tell your son, hey, I'm the only woman. I'm the only woman in your motherfucking life. I'm the only woman that you need to be worried about. All right, we're gonna get some control as a community, as a you know what I'm saying, as a population, if we establish the ground rules. Okay, off rip. And like I said, you can't wait until your child is 15 and 16 to do this shit. No, you got to do it when they in the motherfucking single digits. You need to jump on this shit. All right. I remember my mama played the greatest trick you could ever play on a child. My mother, I think at about 7 or 8 years old, she told me that when I was ready to have sex, to make sure I told her. And she said, whenever you think you're ready to have sex, you come and tell me. So I think I had to be like 11 or something. I had to be like 11 or 12 or something. My mother was on the first floor of 234 in my great-grandmother's bedroom. And it was like she was about to use the phone. And I walked up on her and I said, well, yeah, you know what, mama? I think I'm ready to have sex now. And like she kind of like looked at me like, nigga, what the fuck did you just say? I said, well, yeah, you told me to come to you when I said I was ready. So I'm just letting you know now that I feel that I'm ready. All right, look. All right. Hell, I didn't even have a woman that I wanted. I didn't even have a woman I wanted to fuck. I just wanted to, you know, confide in her because she came to me. So I felt like it was only right to come back to her. You know, we had that bond. All right. You know, my mother had that tight relationship. You know, you told me to come with you when I said I was ready. So I'm letting you know today, at 11 years old, I put this goddamn Thundercat down, bitch. Like, I appreciate this Thundercat that you bought me. And, you know, I got the Thundercat, I got Lion-O, I got Panthro. I don't have Jitara, which I don't know why, but I got Lion-O and Panthro. All right, and I got the Thundercat motherfucking tank to drive. I got all that shit. I'm gonna sit this shit to the side because I can't stop thinking about titties and ass. I can't stop thinking. So I think it's time to let moms know that this shit is going down. You know, I keep trying to play Mario Brothers 2, but you know, all I really want to do is go up under the princess's dress. I'm no longer playing the game to beat it. You know, I just really want her dress to blow up one time as she floats across the goddamn screen. You know, keep imagining what her booty cheeks might look like. You know, things are changing. All right, things are changing. All right, sitting here trying to play the video game, and my thoughts are no longer on the video game. Then all of us remember the box. Do you remember the box? Who remembers the box? The station that had a 900 number that you would call and they would play your favorite video. All right. Okay. Yeah, you remember, everybody remembers that, right? The box. Remember when they had videos on the box that were like R-rated, like they had videos on there, like Luke had videos that were uncut. Like a lot of his videos was on there. They were uncut. All right. All right. Remember they made that video, Fuck Compton? All right. And then you had shit like the Playboy channel, but it was scrambled. All right. Like it was scrambled. So you would turn to it and you had the squiggly lines, but if you left it on the channel long enough, you could see motherfucking everybody fucking and everything on it. Yeah, see? I'm a realist. I actually recall shit that happened in reality. All right. This is what was really going on versus all of this made up shit. And it's like, I'm sick and tired of this, you know, fantasy world that people are trying to invent, because that's what it is. It's a goddamn fantasy. All right, they're inventing a fantasy world. They want to tell you that all of these girls were being molested, were being touched on, and this, that, the other. But wait a minute. Weren't some of these the same girls, all right, that were playing house and hide and go get it and all right, doctor, and weren't these the same girls? Weren't these the same girls? All right. That looked at the little boy and thought the little boy was cute. All right. Then finally got a chance to see him with his shirt off. Saw he had a six-pack. Oh, see, he got a little bulge in his pants. Oh. So you're a woman and you're not looking at that? You're not paying attention to it? All right. What up, Bob? What up, Bob? You all right? Oh, yeah, you good. You feel me? Like real talk. Weren't they the same girls? It's like when girls were playing spin the bottle and go in the closet for 6 and 7 seconds and all right, playing house. How come y'all wasn't talking about y'all was being raped? How come y'all wasn't talking about y'all was being molested, that y'all was, you know, doing these sexual activities? But in reality, nobody put a gun to your head even back then. In fact, you didn't think too much of it at all. You were just having fun. enjoying yourselves. All right. Upset when you had to leave. Like, God damn it, if I'd have had one more hour. All right. The only thing that fucks us up is when somebody bring over some gay kids. All right. So nobody want to run into that. All right. That's when, hey, look, that's when we all get fucked up. When the one little boy is kissing on the other little boy, we like, wait a minute, what the fuck? No. All right. Go over there with Susie. You go play with Susie. You go play with Jenny. Y'all motherfuckers can't be around each other. No. Okay. Us as a society, if we fuck around, all right, and see two little gay boys, all right, involving in some gay activity, well, then we go and call R. Kelly's sister and say, well, we need you to babysit these two little boys and get them back together. That's when we call Teresa and say, hey, do you mind babysitting? Get these two little niggas together because they keep playing with each other. I'm tired of that shit. We need one of them outside, one of them inside. All right. That's crazy, but that's how it is in our society. All right. We have a lot of selective outrage. We pick and choose on what we're going to be angry about. We'll never be angry about the entire situation. Like people say, well, R. Kelly molested these girls and all this shit to the girls. This, that, the other, this, that, the other. But we have yet to hear a rape story. Okay? All R. Kelly sing about is fucking. That's all he sing about. Fucking. All right. And thanking Jesus. That's what he does. He sing about fucking and thanking Jesus. Those are two things that's his thing. Fucking and the Lord. He put God first. His dick after. So, being that we all know that these are the only two things that R. Kelly is about, you as the parent, all right, take all the responsibility at that particular point. Because if R. Kelly only sings about, or is only about Jesus Christ and fucking, you as the parent with the 16-year-old daughter should only be meeting up R. Kelly inside of a church. Am I lying, people? The only safe place to take your daughter to meet R. Kelly would be in a church. That way, if he saw your daughter, wanted to fuck your daughter, you knew all of that shit wouldn't go down. Because your daughter would be getting back in the car with you at church and all right. But no. You let your 16-year-old daughter go to a sex me, bump and grind tour concert where 50,000 women all have their hand up waiting on R. Kelly to drop his dick and balls in it. They're all waiting patiently. Like, I'm gonna get my turn. I done came all the way from North Germany to grab one dick, and that's R. Kelly. I've been practicing yoga. But you let your 16-year-old go up in the front row of all of that. You say, go ahead, go, girl, go. This your opportunity, this your shot. This is your shot. Go ahead. All right. So wait. Now I'm supposed to feel sorry for the parents and the child. Oh, we got a phone call. Phone call. Just the man that I would love to talk to right now. Yes. I'm talking about this horrific story on how I was a child and women were touching on me and I liked it. Well, I got to ask you the question, Roy. When did you lose your virginity? At what age? Okay. Well, see, I'm being personal right now. That's not. But look. But wait. My thing is this, Roy. Why is that so? Why is that so? So like it's not like asking for your bank account. Like, why is that such a secret? Because the majority of men, we have sex when we get our dick sucked long before we turn 18 years old. That's a fact. But wait. When this was happening to us, right, and we were 13, 14, 15, and we was fucking girls at 23, 24, 25 years old, we didn't go back and say, well, we was molested or they fuck, they mentally fuck. So what age did you start fucking, Roy? Okay, so I'm saying, like, what would be the oldest chick you had sex with before you turned 18? Right, that's what I'm saying. See, now look, if you was 22 and she was 16, nigga, all hell would have broke loose. Facts. If you were 22, if you were 22 and she was 16, nigga, motherfuckers would have been trying to kill you. But being that you was 16 and she was 22, nigga, you was a G. So, I so, like, real talk. So I'm speaking on the level of a double standard. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a double standard. You can't, we can't all of a sudden give these women a pass and say, like, at 15, 16 years old, they didn't know what the fuck they was doing because at 15 and 16, we knew what the fuck we was doing. So how the fuck we gonna give them a pass like they didn't know what the hell was going on when we knew what titties and ass was at 13 and 14 years old? Yeah, that shit, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, motherfuckers need to speak out on this shit. And everybody want to jump on R. Kelly trying to call him a monster and this, that, the other. But wait, every fucking parent told you that R. Kelly took their daughter. They went to go get him. The daughter say some shit like, why you fucking up my time with R. Kelly? Why you fucking up my time with R. Kelly? And they let their ass go. I can't feel sorry for you. How the fuck I'm supposed to feel sorry for you? If you know your child is 16, right? How the fuck is it okay for you to let him just go up because it's R. Kelly? All right, don't get mad because your daughter didn't become the next motherfucking Aaliyah, bitch, because that's what that shit really is, bro. That's what that shit really is. All these fucking females that came up and said the same shit. He was controlling. He was controlling. He was so controlling that I had to walk out. Wait a minute, bitch. I thought he was controlling. He had so much control that you was able to walk out the door. That shit was crazy. But that shit happened all the time. That shit happened all the time in the black community. You got, and that shit happened really in every community. Like you got an older female, might be your aunt, might be your cousin, might be your niece, might be somebody, right? And she a freak. She hot in the ass, right? That's what we call it. But this is what I'm saying. She a female, and females have done the same shit that happened to me, dog. That's what I'm saying. I didn't, I didn't have this effect where a goddamn 13-year-old girl, a 14-year-old girl, put her titties in my hand and I started to cry, nigga. No, that wasn't the motherfucking effect. Real talk. That crying was the last thing on my goddamn mind. On some real shit. Well, yeah, it triggered me to like women to this day. Absolutely, it was the start of me liking women. All right, yeah. When I realized that females would get naked, and I didn't have to tell them anything, I didn't have to ask them. But see, I wasn't a man back then. I was 8 years old. I was a child. So this is what I'm saying, right? So it's like all these people would say, well, Vic, you was molested. But like I said before, shit like that happened to a lot of men out here, the majority of men. We've all been in a scenario as a child, right? And it might have been your sister's friend, it might have been, hell, it might have been your mama's friend, it could have been somebody, right? It's like when we look at it, what these women call molestation, hell, every man has been molested in his lifetime. Let's be real about it. Every, every man, right, that ran into a chick, she was older than you, and she was grabbing on your dick. Period. Whether it was in school, whether it was at the park, whether it was in your house, whether it was in the pool, it was some motherfucking way this shit was going down. You know what I'm saying? But look, bro, let that shit happen to us, nigga. Hey, look, they not about to start no Me Too movement for us to talk about. Look at all these women that they fucked us up, and they wonder why we call them bitches. And you wonder why men look at you in the level of, well, hell, you's a hoe. We don't look at it from. It's like they don't look at it as okay. Well, just like you say, you was damaged as a child, as a little girl. Well, some of us little boys was damaged too. We just had a different effect. All right. As we became older. All right. It wasn't a level of fear. We didn't like, oh my God, you know, this woman put titties on me. Now I'm afraid of every titty in the world. No, that didn't happen. All right, that didn't happen. Real motherfucking talk. That didn't happen. But look around. Look around. Look at our society today. Look at our society today. If a 15-year-old is fucking a 25-year-old, is it wrong to say, yeah, little nigga, you like that shit? Absolutely. He went back again and again and again. What man loses his virginity and don't want to fuck over and over again? What woman has taken a man's virginity and never got a phone call back? How many women end up fucking a virgin, didn't realize he was a virgin, and regretted that shit immediately? Because that nigga wouldn't stop calling you. That nigga wouldn't stop calling. You gave him one piece of pussy, and that pussy became heroin. The nigga don't live with you, but he calling you like, hey, can you give me like 5 more pussy shots, please? All right, let's be real. And you keep thinking to yourself, why this nigga keep calling me? He act like he ain't never had pussy before. Oh, shit. Maybe he never did have pussy before. And I'm the dumb bitch that then gave him his first piece of pussy. God damn. Ugh. This nigga then fell in love. That's what happens. Women, y'all lose y'all virginity at an early age, long before you 18. All right. It is not bells and whistles. Okay. When a young boy or a young teenager loses his virginity, he has just become the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. He just knocked out Brock Lesnar in a UFC match for the UFC Championship. When a boy loses his virginity, all right, he is now the Super Bowl, the NBA, and the NHL champion all at once. It is one of the most triumphant moments in a man's life, a young boy's life, a young teenager's life. All right, with the exception of Carrie Kelly, because like I said, his shit was horrific. I'm not talking about no incest shit. I'm not talking about motherfuckers fucking their siblings, brothers, sisters, cousins shit. No. I'm talking about regular old-fashioned, I done lost my virginity to this random chick around the corner or this random dude around the corner. All right. As soon as you take a young man's virginity, young boy's virginity, and he has that genuine orgasm, not from his hand, and he sees that, well, when I stick my dick over here, it's 1,000 times better than my hand. All right. All of you mothers wonder what happened to my son. What happened to my son? Why he ain't calling me no more? He don't want to talk to me no more. All right. All he care about is these fuck ass, stank ass hoes. Try to bring these bitches to the house. I done told him to stop bringing these hoes to my house. Oh, he wanted to be a doctor. He wanted to be a doctor. Right. Men are completely different than women when it comes to sex. Okay? And when I tell you that all men have this chip inside of them, I say this from personal experience. Okay? That when R. Kelly said, well, these sexual activities were being done to me, and I pretended like I didn't like it, but I really did. Some of us young boys ain't gonna pretend like we don't like it. We don't want to send off the wrong fucking signal. All right. We're not going to pretend like we don't like that. Oh, no. Yeah, go to the left. Move to the right. Okay? We're not going to throw that out there and say, well, all right. Little Judy came down the street and she had her jump rope and her pigtails. She took me in the back. All right, told me to lie back on the bed and close my eyes. I felt hands down there that wasn't my own. Then I felt something real warm. All right. Felt like Hawaii, right? Felt like I was in Camp Cool. Hey, wait. R. Kelly said he got his dick sucked. He said he thought he was in Three's Company. That motherfucker said, I thought I was in Three's Company. Imagine you look coming right at your door. I just sat back and thought of Susan Summers. Okay. Now, okay, in certain scenarios, I'll say certain scenarios, women, y'all are a little bit freaky like this. Like if a man was to just start eating your pussy, you really ain't gonna stop him. Let's just be real here. If you was asleep and a nigga started eating your pussy, you would look down, of course, and then you would see what he was doing, and you would just put your head right, like, all right. See, so women, I truly believe that. If you were laying there, you know, and asleep, you're minding your business. Next thing you know, you feel a tongue and shit licking on your pussy and shit. You would look down, like, what the fuck is that? Oh, who is that? And then you would just, you know, you would like double check to see who it was. Oh, that's Jethro. Oh, fuck him. You just lay your ass back there. Like this nigga just gonna keep stalking me. Let me go ahead and let him get it out of his system. Go ahead, nigga. Go to work. Do a good job. I might let you get some. I might give you some pussy later. Just keep going. All right. But I truly believe that. Truly believe some of you women, okay, y'all wouldn't call that molestation either. Wouldn't call it rape. You would just look at that nigga and say, come back on Saturday. All right. Now, the only way I would see that as being a bad thing is, you know, if like one of Carbonation bitches put their pussy in your face. Now that would be pretty horrific. I think that would be a form of, you know, like abuse. All right, that would be a form of physical sexual abuse. Like I'm pretty sure they have laws to protect you from something. Like as men, it should be a law to protect you from, you know, hairy coochies that don't have access to tampons and shit like that and don't believe in soap and water. There should be a law. There should be a law. Okay. The one thing that we all share in common as a human race is something that the Bible points to. Do y'all know what that one thing is? Something that Nature Boy believes that we share with the animals, but it's something that we actually don't. The one thing that we all share as a human race is the thing called lust. All of us. We all have a form of lust for the human flesh. Okay, we all share this lust, like this need for human contact of like the skin. We all like share that. Okay. Now, Jesus was talking about adultery and how if your right eye is causing you to stumble, then you should pluck it out. Because it's better to lose one eye than to lose the whole body. Now, the reason why Jesus said that and the reason why it makes it relevant today is because if we as a human race, and especially us as men, started to go after every single woman that we were actually physically attracted to, well, then you could, you would raise the STD rate. You would also raise the population rate. All right. These children would be being born to one mother and one father, but at the same time, the father would have multiple women and multiple mothers and multiple children. And there's no way for one man to be a head of 15 to 20 households, to be a mentor to every single child, to basically be able to reach out to every single son and daughter that was under his control. And if he did have that type of power and that form of control, what exactly would man do with it? The majority of history shows that when we have a bunch of human beings under our control, we always go dark. We always become evil. It never turns into a positive thing. All right. It always turns dark. All right. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. This whole molestation thing, we should be careful. At least I feel we should be careful, because when I think of a child molester or a child predator or something like that, I think on the grounds of Chris. I think on the grounds of Chris Hansen. I think on the grounds of, these men that are running around snatching up first graders and second graders. Because that goes down too. Third graders. It's like that's what I see as child molestation. Okay, now when we talk about kids not having a chance, those kids don't have a chance. Those kids don't have a chance. Those kids don't know what the hell they doing. Hell, they just learning their goddamn alphabet. When you talk about manipulation, that is manipulation. Like when I heard R. Kelly and his brother talk about this shit was happening to them at fucking 6 and 7 years old. I mean, goddamn, my daughter is 7 years old. All right, y'all been around me. Y'all didn't watch her little ass grow up from 4, 5, 6. Now she's 7. All right, going on 8. All right, to be at that stage in life and to have a misconception of what love is, what sex is, and what's okay and what's not okay. Yeah, it goes right back into the motherfucking Bible. It's like this thing called lust, as I like to word it, because I mean that's what it is. It's lust. It's not love. It's not really affection. It's just attraction off of instincts, physical attraction mainly. Okay. Pure lust. All right. The need for the, actual skin on skin. See, no animal in God's green earth requires such attention. Hell, the gorillas, they sit next to each other, but they don't have to hug on each other 24 motherfucking 7. The elephants don't do it. No other species does that. A lion can get kicked out of a pride. All right. Hell, he just walk away like, man, fuck it. All right. Hell, a male and a female polar bear meet up. The male fucks the female. Then the male is never seen or heard from again. The female has the baby polar bear. Then when that polar bear gets to be about a year old, the mother polar bear attacks her child, forcing him to run away and be on his own for the rest of his life. Yeah. So you notice how we don't match up with a lot of these animals? All right. An invisible chip that's in every single human being The only book that tells you about this chip is in the Bible. The only book that talks about it is the Bible. No other book talks about this thing that we bring up tonight. All right. I'm just speaking from a realist point. A lot of people were touched at a teenager, as the words are called. All right. Or a lot of people were, as the term called, molested, and it didn't bother them. It didn't bother them. It didn't have no effect on them whatsoever. Zero impact. And a lot of this stuff came from the boy being underage and the woman being grown. And it'll continue to go on. It'll continue to happen. It will be an ongoing cycle. All right. Are we going to say as men that we have a problem with women, or when we were boys, oh, those girls should have never did that. Yeah, I wish those cheerleaders didn't get naked in front of me. That somehow damaged me. I mean, are we really going to act like this doesn't exist? I get sick of these glorified women in their 50s talking about when they was 15 and 16, they was some goddamn saints. Oh, my mother, I never went out there. Oh, I've never done that. Oh, no, we never, Yeah, right. Hell, I tell people all the time, my wife wasn't a virgin when I met her. So you expect me to believe that you were? All right. Hell, every woman I slept with, not one woman I slept with in my lifetime, I took their virginity. It was always gone when I got there. All right. It didn't matter what age bracket you want to put it on, whether we were the same age. All right. I mean, it's funny. I slept with all these older women and then married a woman that was like 3 years younger than me. Strange, isn't it? Yeah, how did those titties really affect me? Did they have a bad impact? All right. All right. Right. Like even women, like women have men that I don't give a damn what age you were. I mean, just be honest with yourself. You were like, okay, I was 16, 15. Yeah, I was definitely going to fuck Justin Bieber. If I saw that nigga, hell yeah, I was going to fuck the hell. I was going to fuck that nigga for 45 minutes. All right. I was going to make him bust 4 or 5 nuts. He was going to remember my name by the time I was done with him. A lot of women think like that. If you had your dream man in front of you, all right, you would lick him from the heel of his foot to the top of his head. I mean, ladies, let's just be real about that. You are going to try to, all right, tear him apart. Once you got him in the bedroom, it was like, that's it. Go time. I'm about to wear you out. He could literally come like in 2 minutes and you would just sit there and wait. Like, nigga, you ain't going nowhere. Round 2 is coming. Round 2 is coming. I'm gonna give you about 20 minutes. All right. And we're gonna roll all over again. This might be an all-nighter. Now I'd have had that happen before. I had a woman that literally, like, if you want to call that rape, then that was the best rape I ever experienced in my life. All right. Yeah. You know, the good times, as I call them. I don't recall, going to the club, seeing some of these women, in the 90s. Because now they're in their 30s and 40s and they make YouTube videos and talk about, oh, this is so wrong what they're doing to black women. But wait a minute. When I saw you in the 90s, you had a basketball skirt on with no underwear. And you were doing splits on the middle of the dance floor. But now you want to tell me you are activist for women that are being victimized. And you want to tell us your horror story about what was going on in your household. That's how you ended up in the club with no panties on, shaking your ass in front of me, my homie, and 4 or 5 other my niggas. That, that's not really gonna fly, right? That's all right. Very much a double standard. All right. A woman pull her titties out. Niggas pull out cameras and start taking photos. If a nigga pull his dick out, somebody's calling the police. A woman walking out with her titties. Hell, even the women saying, you know what? She's standing up for all of us. Let a nigga take that stand. I'm pulling my dick out for all the niggas. It ain't right these women can show their titties, but we can't show our dicks. First thing they're going to say is, nigga, you gay. Nigga, you gay. Somebody call 911 right now. Right now. That nigga pulled his dick out. I can't believe that. It's like the only way dicks are acceptable in society is if they're involved with other dicks laying in a bed in some type of gay activity. Hell, if a man speaks too much about his own dick, he's considered to be a homosexual. But a woman can talk about her pussy until the sun dies and freezes the planet. And they'll never consider her to be gay. Remember that. I want y'all to notice, even in a sex scene between a man and a woman, they'll show that woman's titties, her ass, and her coochie. Yeah, it's a rarity you're going to see that man's dick. Unless there's another man in there. And they got the nerve to put on some goddamn Luther Vandross and make it into one big ass scene. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, where's the line? All right. Where's the line? You know what I'm saying? Like I told Lieutenant Ice. All right. A woman pull her titties out. Niggas go in the world star with that shit. A nigga pull his dick out. They calling 911. 911 was, man, this nigga got his dick out. What the fuck? Nigga, you gay. All right. I dare one of you niggas go into a strip club. All right, wait. I dare one of you niggas go into a strip club. A woman pull her titties out and she shake dancing. And your dick get hard and you got your jeans on and that shit is getting more and more and more and more uncomfortable as you sit there. So you know what? You just fuck it. You just throw that motherfucker out on the table like, oh, I can stretch now. Go ahead, girl. Keep dancing. All right. Security ain't even gonna ask you no questions. Like, bro, she's been sitting there dancing there. I can't even see these jeans I got on. I'm not trying to fuck. She bouncing on my dick anyway. If she put it in, that's on her. My hands is up here. Okay. I had a stripper, I remember, grab my dick one time because she said, or she was on something like, well, why your dick ain't getting hard or something like that. I said, because, well, you just dancing. So I said, it take a little more, to get me turned on. You just dancing. All right. Like, yeah, I was what, 21, 22 back then. I'm like, yeah, I'm not impressed by the fact that you okay, you a stripper, you could dance. You coming to me dancing, titties out with a pair of jeans on. I mean, you ain't Janet Jackson. All right. I always wanted Janet Jackson to dance on top of me. Now that might have been a different story. Alicia Keys, different story. But bitch, you a stripper. You ain't ugly. But no. This bitch gave me her phone number. After I said that to her. She gave me her phone number. I said, wow. I just wish women would be more upfront and honest. Turn my whip on. I want my battery to die. Got my radio on. But I wish women would be more upfront and honest about their sexuality and what they really feel about sex and the feelings that come on when you finally, get rolling. As I guess that's the best way to say it. Because for men, it only takes that one time. It's like, after you bite a McDonald's cheeseburger, okay, you want to go and eat another McDonald's cheeseburger. I don't hear a whole lot of women on social media telling the real. And the main reason why that is, all right, the main reason why that is because women have been given this program that, well, hell, if I come out and say that I like dick, I like fucking, I like sucking dick, this, that, the other, you're going to be looked at as a hoe. All right. I'm just trying to figure out who made up these rules. All right. Because at some point, we got to fix this. At some point, all right, we got to make the people accountable that's accountable. All right. I don't care how much your baby is your baby. Every child in America will become sexually active one day. Okay? And what we have to do as a people, as a society, is stop ignoring this shit and stop trying to pretend like when this happens, it didn't happen. All right? Or really stop suppressing it. We need to jump on it as soon as the signs come. And as every parent, you see the signs, you see the changes. Okay? All right? A lot of people don't know how to start off a sexual conversation with their children. Well, my suggestion is gross them out. Gross your children out. Be upfront and blunt with it like you was when you was a goddamn kid. Be real. Be real. I would love for all of you mothers that got teenage sons. All right? And be there watching a movie, all right, with Denzel or whoever, Morris Chestnut, whoever you like, whoever your favorite actor is, Samuel L. Jackson, all right, Brad Pitt, whoever. And while you're sitting there watching the son, say, come on, son, come here and watch this movie with your mama. And as you're sitting there watching the movie with your sons, you know, when the part where your actor come up and he ain't got no shirt on or nothing like that, is that the other? Just come out and say like, oh my God, I would fuck the shit out of him right now. Watch what your son do. All right, your son gonna jump like, oh my God, Mom, I can't believe you said that. And that's when you cut into him. You turn around and say, hey, oh no, son, don't talk about me like that, because I know it's some little girl that you like, that you attracted to or something. That's how you find out who your son is trying to fuck if he ain't fucking them already. That's how you start off that conversation. All right. You throw a hard ball in the room. All right. You don't say it right off rip. You let the movie run around for a little bit, this, that, the other. And hell, even if y'all a married couple, if you got mom in there, you got pop in there, you got the teenagers in there, and they all watch the movie, you as the mother, as the husband and wife should already have this shit pre-planned. All right, y'all sitting there watching the movie. Your husband look over there and say, oh my God, look at her titties. Jesus Christ. And then you turn around and say, God damn, his dick got to be 10 feet long. Watch what your kids do. Oh. Mama, did you just say that? Why are you talking about his dick? And Daddy, why are you talking about her titties? Oh my God. That's how you start that conversation off. But wait a minute. I know y'all talk about us, but I know y'all like somebody. What are y'all, robots? Then as parents, you got the edge. You got the upper hand at that particular point, because you put a level of comfort there. All right, but the only reason why you there is just to protect your child at the end of the day. You find out who's who. All right, so you don't end up watching another Kanika Jenkins video. Real talk. See, we don't have this level of, well, if y'all gonna kick it, if y'all girls gonna kick it, or y'all boys want to kick it, or will y'all come and kick it at my house then? Or if you ain't kicking it at my house, or you gonna kick it at your uncle's house, you gonna kick it at your aunt's house, you gonna kick it at somebody's house where somebody gonna be watching you. Y'all niggas ain't going to the mall by yourself. Fuck that. Y'all ain't going to some slumber party by yourself. Fuck that. That shit y'all talking? Oh, y'all want to go over here by yourself? Oh, y'all can do all that shit when y'all grown. All right? This is how we protect our children. All right, when we go back to being goddamn drill sergeants, when we go back to being, oh, okay, well, yeah, y'all can kick it, but y'all gonna kick it up here. All right. You said somebody touched me. Well, yeah, according to the statistics, according to what people are saying on social media of what touched is, yes, absolutely, I've been touched multiple times. Multiple times. All right, from a goddamn child all the way up through a teenager to being a grown-ass man. You know what happened? I started liking pussy. I started liking titties and ass. I started liking to stick my dick in pussy. I did. I love getting head from women. I love light-skinned chicks, dark-skinned chicks. It made me be well, no, I didn't have booty cravings. All right, but I'm just saying it just gave me a serious taste for the opposite sex. That's what it did. I learned that skinny women can have big titties too. All right, yes. I learned that girls, all right, with meat on their bones, like to have a whole lot of fun. Oh, yeah. These were all the things I learned. Absolutely. But when I was being touched as a child, we didn't call it that. We didn't call it that. We called it a win. We called it getting away with something that we weren't supposed to be doing. We called it, let's do it again tomorrow. That's what we called it. And that's real. That's a reality. All right? Something that's happened over and over again in every community. Every young male, and I'll say it again, all right, and close this video out because it's getting really long. Every single male, all right, in our society has gotten oral sex before they turned 18 years old. Every man. Every man. I'm speaking on every man. All right? Every man. So, all right, when you think about it, okay, the boys were being molested right at the exact same rate that the girls were. All right? No, Rizzo, you just don't remember. It was a dream. Like R. Kelly said, it was a dream. You were dreaming about Three's Company. It's like, was you sucking my dick or was that a vacuum? That was the vacuum. Shut up. Why is my dick wet? You peed on yourself. Like, hey, all right. Like, I was in the living room and she told me I couldn't turn the TV on, so I fell asleep. And the vacuum was going. The next thing I know, she said that she ran the vacuum over my dick. But I tried to run the vacuum over my dick. It didn't feel the same. All right. Shit. But yeah, man. All right. I just wanted to drop a couple of jewels. All right. Hopefully you guys had a little bit of enjoyment. Shout out to everybody that support the show. All right. Donate to your boy VicDamoane. All right. And I will be back with another one. All right. Probably in the AM, unless some amazing shit jump off tonight. All right. It's your boy VicDamoane. I'll catch up with y'all in a minute. All right. Peace, love, and hair grease. Please do not get molested or raped. Okay? All right. Okay. And whatever you do, ladies, whatever you do, don't get into the car with R. Kelly. Okay? Just don't go. All right. Just don't go. It's your boy VicDamoane.